Today, I get to cross off another long-awaited experience from my bucket list. In all the years that I lived on Vancouver Island, that I took the ferry or went down to the beach and looked out at the ocean, I have never had the opportunity to see a whale. But today, I'm going on a 3-hour-long whale-watching tour, and it's the perfect day for it, with calm, quiet waters and plenty of sunshine. Our first glimpse of a whale was far away in the distance, and it was hard to make out what exactly it was at first. But then, it came up for a big breath, and as it dove underwater, we saw the unmistakable tail of a humpback whale. When whales are swimming close to the surface, they leave what are called footprints, which allows you to track the motion of the whale underwater. You can see some of these smooth, glassy circles on the surface of the water on the right. After tracking a shy whale for a while, we saw another one waving and slapping its fin on the water, and we were in for quite a show. In case you're wondering why my footage isn't the greatest, I wasn't watching the screen while I was taking these videos. While I wanted to try and capture some of these moments for myself and also to share with you, I didn't want to take my eyes off the water, and I wanted to make the most of the opportunity to be humbled in the presence of a truly massive, majestic animal. Something I'd like to note about whale watching is that it's important to find a company that is responsible and ethical. Sustainable whale watching minimizes negative impacts on whales and their environment while providing an enjoyable and educational experience for people. There are guidelines and regulations in place in Canada and BC to enforce speed, noise, distance, and other limits. I would highly recommend an ethical whale watching tour to anyone who wants to witness the grandeur of these amazing creatures in person. These experiences are also valuable in supporting the economy of the communities in which they take place and have a large conservation and educational value as well. When our little friend got tired of breaching and slapping its fins, he found a large tangle of seaweed on the surface of the water and started frolicking in and playing with it, which is known as kelping. Our tour guide said this was only the second time this season that they've had the opportunity to witness this behavior. We also had a curious harbor seal come over and inspect the boat before we set off towards Race Rocks, a marine ecological reserve with an over 130-year-old lighthouse and a population of stellar sea lions, harbor sea lions, and many different bird species. It's not National Geographic, but I hope this footage is enough to pique your interest, because it's truly breathtaking to observe wildlife that you've only ever seen and heard on television before, to feel your hair whipping in the salty wind, and to smell what could only be described as the stench of a sea lion colony. And the next thing I knew, we were on our way back to Victoria's inner harbor. I knew I'd be reflecting on this experience as one of the coolest I've ever had for a long time to come. Not only is it a humbling experience for people of all ages, but the time and effort it takes to find the whales is an important lesson in patience. I have condensed a 3-hour experience into a 9-minute highlight reel of sorts. After scanning the horizon for a while, your eyes and your mind begin playing tricks on you. The ocean is mysterious and mesmerizing. It is so vast and wild that you never know what is swimming right below you or could appear in front of your eyes at any moment. The next day, I got to do a combination of favorite and new things. In the morning, I went to my favorite local bookstore, a space that is truly a book lover's dream. To me, bookstores and libraries are some of the most inspiring places, where I can only go if I have a lot of time on my hands or a lot of willpower. To me, books are like chocolate. I find both nearly impossible to resist when they are right in front of me. I went in knowing exactly what I was looking for, but how could I not get carried away in a place like this? The only reason I was able to leave after only an hour is that I had to meet a friend to go somewhere I've wanted to for a long time. Royal Roads University has a quaint, quiet campus, and although it's in Colwood, a 30 to 45 minute drive or bus ride from downtown Victoria, it's well worth a visit to get to see Hatley Castle and the surrounding gardens, which you might recognize from films like the Grand Budapest Hotel, the X-Men series, and Deadpool. I'm amazed that this National Historic Site is open and free for people to wander around. Today, I'm going to take you with me on a stroll through the gardens, but if you ever get the chance to come here yourself, I highly recommend it. I'm not sure if you've noticed yet, but there are few things I have tried that I would not recommend for one reason or another, even if they did not turn out as anticipated. It's like this quote that is often attributed to Mark Twain goes, "We regret the things we don't do more than the things we do." I personally have a hard time understanding the concept of boredom, and with my never-ending to-do list, I find it difficult to enjoy an activity for leisure unless I have planned or scheduled it into my day. I think that's part of the reason why travel and vacations are so freeing. Don't get me wrong, I still plan out and try to maximize my travels, but it feels like one of the only times I can allow myself to be effortlessly idle and present. I can understand and appreciate sayings like, "Time that you enjoy wasting is not wasted time," but still find it difficult to do something just for the sake of it, purely for pleasure, without rationalizing how it may be beneficial or productive as well. But I don't think that there's much harm in blocking out leisure time if that is what it takes for me to allow myself to rest and relax. So that is what I do in my day-to-day life, when I don't have the freedom of being temporarily relieved of my obligations and responsibilities. I hope you can take a few minutes with me now to enjoy the beautiful gardens of Hatley Castle, to treat yourself to being idle and relaxing just for the sake of it. A morning in a bookstore, an afternoon at a castle and its gardens, and a sunset on the beach. I feel like I lived in a fairy tale today. Life really is a big adventure. Thank you for joining me on mine, and I will see you next week.